Hey everyone, how's it going? It's your old pal, Rebel, speaking. Today I'm going to be playing a little bit of Metroid Fusion for you. On the Wii U Virtual Console, no less. I got a capture card not that long ago, and I've been itching to try it out on something, so I figure, hey, why not Metroid Fusion? I've been wanting to play it. It's not like it's a difficult game. And, you know, they call it Metroid 4 at the beginning there, and I'm not really too sure exactly who calls it Metroid 4. But then I remember that they also did that at the beginning of Super Metroid. They call it Metroid 3. So, I guess someone out there must call it that, and hey, whoever you are, more power to you. For me, Metroid Fusion will suffice. This was actually the very first Metroid game I ever played. I never got a NES or Metroid 2 and 3. I just skipped those for whatever reason, so Metroid Fusion is what introduced me to the series, and Metroid Prime is what made me fall in love with this series. And Samus just killed herself. But of course that's not the end of the game. Of course not. That'd be way too short. So, let's just go ahead and plow right into it. Another reason why I'm playing it on the Wii U is because the thought of playing Metroid Fusion on the big screen is pretty sweet. Guess I should just also throw this out there, but I've actually been trying a couple times now to actually stream this game. For whatever reason, like, every time I get through the intro, the game capture card freezes up on me. And so I end up restarting and doing this all over from scratch. It's kind of annoying because this intro is way longer than it really should be. But even from the beginning, I told myself that I wasn't really going to be giving the dialogue too much attention, just because I don't really play Metroid games for the story. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but I just don't think story and Metroid really should go hand in hand with one another. Like, I think Metroid Prime got it right, you know. But yeah, just the optional lore. So I'm gonna kind of go through this at a brisk pace. You know, if you're looking for a Metroid LP that actually was more in depth with the story, you probably want to go elsewhere. Sorry. Nothing's wrong with Metroid Fusion's story though, but it's just not. I just don't really want to pay any attention to it. And like I said before, the game just gets a little too wordy for my tastes. But deep down, it's all good fun with Metroid Fusion. I like the game. Sure, there may not be any sequence breaking, but it's still all good fun. And I think there's some things that Metroid Fusion does right that Super Metroid and the like would just never be able to properly emulate. But I'll get to that when the moment arrives. But basically, to summarize everything that's gone on so far, Samus, after Metroid 3, returns to the setting of Metroid 2, SR388, to guide some scientists from the Galactic Federation, and she gets attacked by some unknown creature. And apparently, they're called the X-Parasites, and the Metroids were their sole predators. And so, with the Metroids all gone, they've basically just run amok on the planet. and Samus gets attacked by it and infected, and they have to remove her suit, and because the suit itself has also been infected, and they inject her with a Metroid vaccine, and now she has, like, Metroid DNA in her. So, yeah. That's how she gets the fusion suit, which I actually think the fusion suit looks pretty cool, in my opinion. And now, I guess I would explain what's going to happen now, but I'll let this wall of text do all the work for me. But I'll still explain anyway. So there's like some explosion on this research station called BSL. Don't ask me what it stands for because I've already forgotten. But yeah, so Samus just gets like all like gets a bad feeling from it, and it's just like, I must go there. And so she goes there. And now that we finally got all of that out of the way, we can finally start the game. Kind of. Sort of. Okay, not really. We gotta let this guy, our computerized CO, talk to us. And Samus introduces him a little more properly later, but she calls him Adam. I'm telling you this now because I'm going to be calling him Adam, and you're going to be like, who are you, what are you talking about? Who is Adam? Well, this guy talking to us is Adam. And like I said, Samus goes into a better explanation about it. So you'll just have to read up on it if you can keep up with the speed of the text going. Now this part, I guess I should also say, the previous scene, like, I couldn't speed up the text at all. This text now, I can speed up, but I'm just going to let it scroll naturally, so people who want to follow along can. But like I said, that's not the focus of this run. It's just a good old Metroid romp. Yes, my objective is perfectly clear. Alright, now we can actually begin. It's pretty similar to the previous 2D Metroids. Plays very nice too, and has very solid level design, which I guess also goes hand in hand with the fact that you really can't sequence break, because the level design is a little too good. And now we are hitting our first navigation room. I'll throw this out there now for those who are not in the know. Every time we pretty much hit a navigation room, we're going to have to stop in it and talk to Adam. And generally, he has a fair bit to say. Not so much this time, but other times, he'll most definitely have stuff to say. I guess while I'm also at it, I should point out that this isn't really going to be like a speed run or anything like specific, not like a 100% run or anything of the sort. The only time I ever really do a 100% run is for the Metroid Prime games, And that's really only because they offer, you know, those bonus endings for getting 100%. So for this, I'm not gonna be doing like any kind of specialized run. So nothing like 100%, 1%, 2%, whatever the minimum is. Not like a speed run. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna beat this with under 2 hours or something. I mean, if I do, that's great, but if I don't, whatever. I'm just gonna play this the way I usually like to play it. You know, I like to take my time and enjoy myself. Maybe once I'm done with the game, I might consider doing a bonus vid where I'm collecting all of the items that I missed. But we'll see. We'll see if I feel like it. So now Adam goes into some long drawn-out explanation as to what exactly the X are. Which I guess is great and all, but I don't know, like, I just feel like a lot of this information could have been so heavily condensed. And shoved into the intro, no less. Yeah, I mean... Yeah, so the Metroids were the main predators of the X. That's why Samus's Metroid vaccine turned her into a walking, talking Metroid. Because now she's capable of absorbing X. And that's kind of like the major thing. She's like the only thing that can actually stop the X, basically. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, Adam really, really loves to talk. And this music is just awesome. You know, I love the Metroid music in general, but I'm not gonna lie, like, this isn't pleasant background music to listen to, especially with headphones on. It's just the same, like, the same sound, like, 5-second audio clip, just looped over and over again. So this particular line, I remember as a kid, I was always so very curious by it, like the whole 10% battle capacity. Because, like, right after this, he makes a comment about how if you get this power-up, it'll increase your battle capacity to 20%. And so I started working stuff out in my head. I was all like, so if I get, like, the Morph Ball, that increases my battle percentage by how much? That'd bring me up to, like, 30% or something like, to that effect, right? Like, I don't know why, but I put it, like, on the same level as, like, the Dragon Ball Z power levels or some such. Anyway, now we actually start encountering enemies all over the place. And Adam also went into some explanation about it, but you actually grab the X to heal. So, like, the yellow X represent health, whereas the green X represents, like, ammo, missiles, and the like. Oh, look, We already got some good news. But what kind of data is it, Adam? Missiles. So tell me, Adam, how much will this increase my battle percentage? So that's another thing about this game, too. Unlike the other Metroid games, which actually had where you would like find Chozo statues that would contain the power-ups, this time you download the power-ups using data rooms. Don't ask me how Samus is capable of downloading missile functionality, but she is. And look at that! My survival climbs up to 20%. A whopping 10% increase. That's amazing. I almost feel like Adam pulled that number out of his ass. And here's another wall of text, you know, because this game just didn't have enough of it. This time she goes into the whole explanation out of, like, Adam, some dude that she knew. That's really all you need to know. Unfortunately, there was never a game that actually had Adam in it. And I know what you all are thinking, and I don't care. That never happened. Although I will say that one time I tried to do a drinking game while watching the theater mode of Other M. It was like, oh, every time Samus says, you know, the word baby, you take a drink. Or every time Adam authorizes something, you, like, down a whole bottle. You know, it's silly stuff like that. Needless to say, I didn't last very long. Doesn't help, too, that Samus goes overboard with the word baby at the beginning. She says, like, the word baby, like, 10 times within, like, the first 5 minutes of the game. I mean, I was, like, already through, like, 2 bottles, like, by the time I actually, like, got out of the intro. So yeah, power's out. So now we gotta find a way to get to the target that Adam gave us. So we get to do a little bit of a old-fashioned Metroid exploration. Unfortunately, it's nowhere near as intricate. Try it out, Samus. Just take my word for it, because I, a computerized machine, know everything about absorbing X-parasites. So you might be wondering, how on earth are we going to find a way to get to our target? Oh wait, never mind. Yeah. I mean, could they make it any more obvious with the big glowing mark on the wall?